All right, number one feature when you're buying a Benelli M4 that I would look for, if I was out shopping in the marketplace today, after all these years of making parts, the number one feature that I would look for when I'm shopping for this gun is I want a skeletonized stock on it. Technically, you're not supposed to be able to, well, actually you are. It used to be that you weren't supposed to buy those. Benelli didn't release those to anybody but law enforcement. Over the last couple of years, and sometimes I forget, that they actually put them out now with a non-functioning skeletonized stock on there, meaning it won't collapse. The reason why I would look for that gun, I mean, if you can find one that's already collapsible, that's great. You know, that's good for you, that's the one I would buy. But even if it's not a functioning collapsible stock and it's just skeletonized, I would buy that one over any of the other ones right away. And I wouldn't let it sit because it won't sit for long. And the reason why is that skeletonized piece is very, very hard to find in the aftermarket. It's very expensive, and I've seen it go as high as $2,000, which is the price of the gun itself. I've seen it go as low as $200. Depends on what's going on, depends on supply and demand, depends on the news cycle, what price you find this thing at. But over the last couple of years, they've been extremely hard to find. I don't even see them for sale much anymore in the aftermarket. But Benelli's putting them on guns in a non-collapsible format and putting them in gun stores. That's what you should be looking for. That's what you should be buying. And they've been putting them on the on the titanium Cerakote version, and they've been putting them on the black version. And that saves you from having to scour the earth to find a collapse or a skeletonized stock piece and paying an insane price for it. And even though I'm going to be making that part sometime in 2024 and releasing it to the public, and that hurts my sales by advising you to find one that already has it on there, that's what I'm telling you to do. Find one that already has it on there, because mine's going to be expensive too. There's no way around it. It's American made. There's medieval type of technology that goes into making these things. It's expensive, and it just is what it is. But if you can find it on the Benelli M4, and you can find them, they're around, they're all the time, they're around. And you can be patient and take your time and find that. But it'll save you a lot of money. And if it doesn't collapse, you simply need a adjustable recoil tube that has more than one slot. The guns that Benelli is selling with the skeletonized stock on it has one position at the fullest position out. But you can come to me or any of the other manufacturers of recoil tubes, and you can find one that the tube that allows you to collapse it. I think there's 3 or 4 different companies now, including myself, that offer a adjustable recoil tube. I make them in 3 and 6. I also have a 1-position recoil tube for people in blue states like California that prohibit the functioning stock, but you want it in a fully collapsed position. So I do have a 1-position for those who want it fully collapsed and want to maintain legality. But I have a 1 and a 3 and a 6-position recoil tube. They're not cheap either. I don't know that anybody's are cheap, but it's a lot cheaper, and you don't have to scour the earth to find a recoil tube. You know, if a recoil tube's $400, it's better than paying $2,000 for the stock. So if you can get one of these guns, and let's say its price point is anywhere from $1,800 to $2,200, and it already has that stock piece on there, now all you need is the tube. And those are readily available and fairly affordable in comparison to the stock itself. So that's my number one thing. If you're going out looking for a Benelli M4 today, buy it with the skeletonized stock on it, by all means. Unless, and you know what, actually, if you want to be entrepreneurial about it, if you don't want the skeletonized stock for yourself, but you're willing to do Gunbroker or eBay or sell it to a friend, well, you won't want to jack up the price on a friend, but you want to sell it out there in the marketplace somewhere, you could go and get a Benelli M4 that had the skeletonized stock on it, pop that off, sell it on eBay, sell it on Gunbroker, and put a Mesa, or put an original Benelli field stock or pistol grip stock if that's your preference, and you'd make some money back to not only cover the stock you wanted, but also take away from the price that you paid for the gun. So it really, for everybody, if you're willing to, you know, even if you don't want that skeletonized piece, if you want to make a little money, that's the one to get all day long.